So since the 1980s, when the CIO role was really firmly established within the enterprise, most technology buying has been happening through the IT organization. But what's happened over the last few years has been that's really begun to shift. Line of business buyers in functions and general managers of departments are really driving more and more purchasing of IT products and services. In fact, in a recent Bain survey, we found that as much as a third of technology buying is actually happening outside of the IT organization already. And in some functions and some industries, that number can be much, much higher. And then when you think about what's really driving growth in the technology industry, some of these newly digitized processes and services that are actually going to be critical to the growth goals and ambitions of many providers, many of those purchase decisions, if not most, are happening outside of the IT organization. So, this is a well-known phenomenon. IT providers really understand this or know about it, but we see them falling into a few common traps. The first being thinking that all functions and all industries are being impacted by this shift equally. So we need to kind of focus our efforts on everything. When in fact, something like marketing, the shift is happening dramatically. Whereas something like supply chain, IT remains incredibly influential and in many cases in the lead in any purchasing decisions related to those kinds of technologies. The second issue is thinking that all you need to do is just tell the sales organization to call on somebody else, when in fact it's an entirely different go-to-market approach, a different set of marketing messages that are going to be essential to success with these new buyers. You can't just shift your attention to someone else and think that that's going to be enough. The third trap that we see people falling into is thinking that your traditional offerings and the value propositions around those offerings are going to resonate with these new buyers, when in fact many fundamental changes are going to be required to the offering architecture, the delivery approach, and other factors in order to be successful going forward. So as we think about keys to success, there are a few. One is kind of going through your entire portfolio and thinking, offering by offering, who is the best target buyer for this offering? And once you've kind of gone through that thought process, you'll know which to focus on which types of buyers. Then you need to think about how you can go and approach those new buyers without alienating the IT organization or the CIO, who's kind of been your foundation for quite some time and will be a critical buyer going forward. And then the third key to success is thinking through, how do I need to actually adapt these offerings? How do I need to adapt the marketing messages, the sales execution approach, the delivery and support approach? All of that needs to be thought through in concert for these offerings that are really meant to be targeted at new line of business buyers in order to be successful. And it sounds like a lot to take on, but we found that not too many providers are doing this well. And if you can get out in front of this and really solve all of those issues, you can get a real leg up on competitors in the industry and pull out ahead.